Welcome to another edition of World Surf Weekly, coming to you from Barra de la Cruz, Mexico, where the Final 5 picture is officially locked in. And we've got the biggest storylines and best action from the Corona Open Mexico presented by Quiksilver. Plus, we can finally say it's the next event. We're covering everything you need to know about the upcoming Rip Curl WSL Finals. Let's go! Welcome to World Surf Weekly from Barra de la Cruz here in beautiful Oaxaca, Mexico, as part of the Corona Open Mexico presented by Quiksilver. I'm Chris Cote, happy to be joined by Mitch, Salazar, and Kaipo Guerrero. And unexpectedly, this became the last of the regular season events. And I'll tell you, the storylines were huge coming into this contest. And as it wrapped up, man, you could write a novel with all the incredible adventures that our surfers have gone through thus far.
Yeah, no doubt the best event of the year, in my opinion, Chris. And I think the wave stood out, allowed for a great performance from everybody, and we were able to crown 2 different champions at the event.
Yeah, an incredible way to end the season. Unexpected as well. The women shine, the men shine here. What a day for surfing.
What a day for surfing. And with the cancellation of Tahiti, we had the intensity in competition here, both for the battle for the Final 5, as well as requalification. So, and all the heats were really tight. So there was a great competition.
The word you said right there, requalification, loomed large in the mind of many surfers, including our championship tour women. Let's take a look at the cut line. Who made the cut for 2022? Who's just below? Well, the usual suspects are in the top 5. Then you look at 6 through 9, Caroline Marks, Tyler Wright, Isabella Nichols, and Courtney Conlog right there. But just under that red line, Malia Manuel was so close to requalification, just could not get on top of Stephanie Gilmore in the finals, but she will have more to come. Let's take a look at your Final 5.
This is the Maui Probe, the kickoff to the 2021 Championship Tour and all the road to the WSL Finals.
Carissa Moore.
Super late airdrop just gets spitted out.
Carissa Moore, she surprised herself.
Riss clinches a spot in the Rip Curl WSL Finals. And she does it. Joanne DeFay has qualified for the Rip Curl WSL Finals. Sally Fitzgibbons, your Rip Curl Rottnest Search champion, and now you're number 2 in the world.
You're going to trestles.
Tatiana Weston Webb throws plenty of spray as she hangs on to that one.
Tatiana Weston Webb, you're going to lowers. A 7-time world champ has a chance to go for 8 this September.
Well, I would say it is safe to say not a lot of surprises in the Final 5 for the women. Stephanie Gilmore, Joanne DeFay, been dominant all year long. Sally Fitzgibbons is having one of her best years on the championship tour. Tatiana Weston Webb, no doubt, has locked in her spot at number 2, and your top seed for the upcoming Rip Curl WSL Finals, Carissa Moore. And that right there is an incredible bracket. The women will have their work cut out for them. A title will be won in the water, and the same goes for our men. So while we know the big 5 filling the bracket for the women, it's a different story for the men. A couple names that were pretty much locks from day one. But I'll tell you, there are some unexpected names here above and below the cut line. You 1 through 5 right there, which we will get to, but that 6 through 10 number, congratulations, Federico Moraes, his first top 10 finish of his career.
Yeah, huge finish, great face of European surfing, and look at Yagodora, the surprise of this year, went from 21st in 2019 to number 9 in 2021.
Yeah, that is a cool looking list as we think about 2022, but let's take a look back at what happened to get to where we are now. Your top 5 for the men, the Final 5 coming right up.
We're driving to those WSL finals, and I'm excited.
Gabriel Medina has qualified for the Rip Curl WSL Finals as part of the WSL Final 5.
And this result is in the bag for the Brazilian.
Felipe Toledo clinches the number 3 seed in the WSL Final 5. We will see you at lowers. The defending world champ The first ever Olympic gold medalist, Italo Ferreira, will be at lower trestles competing in the Rip Curl WSL Finals.
You look how vertical it is, 12 o'clock.
California's Connor Coffin, he'll be going home. We will see you in September.
This is where Morgan needs to strike.
From underdog to title threat, the rookie Morgan Siblick has officially qualified for the Rip Curl WSL Finals.
Well, full credit to Kaipo Guerrero for making the big call on getting heated, saying, watch out for Morgan Siblick. And guess what? It came true. Morgan will go against Connor in match 1. Match 2 will be Felipe Toledo. Match 3, Italo Ferreira. And the end boss, the title match, the best of 3. You're going to have to surf against Gabriel Medina if you want to win a world title this September. The Rip Curl WSL Finals will be heading to lower trestles. That right there is an incredible list of surfers. Cannot wait to see what happens in the final 5.
Oh, I'm so excited. A good diversity of surfing, too. A lot of goofy footers in there in the men's bracket. But Morgan Siblick, I can't say this enough. It's outstanding that he's in there in his rookie year.
You're saying it now. He was saying it back in March.
But Gabe Medina with a clear advantage as we look at the WSL Finals. Everyone's going to have to battle through to meet Medina, and it's going to be a 2 out of 3 match. And so Gabe Medina put himself in a really good position for that Rip Curl WSL Finals.
Well, clear your calendars this September. The Rip Curl WSL Finals is coming to lower trestles. We've got more World Surf Weekly coming up right after this quick break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to World Surf Weekly. Chris Cote here with Mitchell Salazar and Kaipo Guerrero. So many amazing moments from Barra de la Cruz, and I'm putting the men's final right on that list. An unexpected matchup between rookie Jack Robinson and David Silva, both surfers coming from the depths of the CT rankings. Kaipo, you were right there on the sand watching the whole thing go down. What a way to wrap up what we're calling the end of the 2021 Championship Tour regular season. How did that look from your perspective?
It was an exciting final. The backhand surfing of David Silva was incredible. The technique, the power, the bottom turns that he was able to do, but it was the barrel riding and the commitment to high-risk outside maneuvers by Jack Robinson that really made the difference and gave him the W here at Barra de la Cruz.
Yes, just some great surfing from Jack Robinson. First CT event win, but first final from both men, so they both need to be stoked about the performances. Both achieved what was needed from them in terms of requalification too, Chris.
Well, for David Silva, I mean, he took out Gabriel Medina on his way to this final. An emotional victory for him. An emotional final for David Silva, who's been underrated for his entire career. Nice to finally see David get his due.
Yeah, we're going to see more of David Silva, but it's this kid right here from Western Australia. Jack Robinson in the zone and putting high-risk maneuvers, like I said, in the outside section. That made the difference. Not just that, his mental capacity to really isolate himself and put himself in that mindset where he can take the victory, and he's celebrating it with his wife, Julia, right there.
Yeah, what an incredible moment for a guy with huge expectations on his shoulders to live up to what everybody thought of him when he's starting at age 12. So congratulations to Jack Robinson on a massive victory here. Now let's switch our focus to the women. So this was, I would say, more of an expected matchup in the final. Malia Manuel was absolutely on fire throughout this entire event. Stephanie Gilmore, you always expect her to make the finals, especially in a right-hand point break. Mitch, you had the pleasure of commentating that final alongside Joe Turpel. What a moment for women's surfing to see two of the most stylish surfers on the planet go head-to-head in a perfect right-hand point break.
Yeah, and Stephanie Gilmore is actually my power surfer on my fantasy team, so that helped me out. But just in general, I thought Malia Manuel was no doubt one of the standouts of the event. My dark horse to actually win the event, too. Great to see in the final, and different expectations for both women. One needed to actually win to requalify for the 2022 season. That was Malia Manuel. Didn't achieve that, but Steph did an amazing thing in the final.
Yeah, Steph Gilmore, when she saw there's no snapper on this year's schedule, she said, you know what, I'm going to settle for Barra de la Cruz and another right-hand point break that she looked just so at home surfing.
Yeah, it was truly a beautiful final. Their styles match this wave just perfectly. And what a way to wrap up the women's regular season with the titan of our sport, Stephanie Gilmore, getting yet another championship tour victory. And you know how special all these victories are to Steph, especially to do it here at the end of the year in this beautiful location. Congratulations to Stephanie Gilmore. And the breaking news just kept on coming throughout the week. We saw some huge announcements come across the line. I'm talking about surfers either retiring or taking a different career path. Here is your list of surfers who will be sitting out for 2022, starting with your 2015 world champion, Adriano de Souza, calling it a career. He'll move on to most likely becoming a businessman and an inspirational surfer to all of Brazil and the world. Julian Wilson shocked us with his announcement that he'll be stepping away from the jersey. Jeremy Flores as well, four-time CT champion. And Mikey Wright, who you would have to say is in his prime, is going to take his act into the free surfing world, and we can all expect some incredible edits to follow. Well, we've got more World Surf Weekly for you on tap. Stick around. We'll be right back with more action. Welcome back to World Surf Weekly. Now all eyes are on lower trestles for the upcoming Rip Curl WSL Finals, but let's not forget about the incredible year we've had here on the WSL Championship Tour regular season. I mean, a roller coaster of emotions, so many challenges and hurdles to overcome, but I'm happy to say we've reached the place where we can look back and celebrate all the accomplishments and achievements from our surfers on the Championship Tour.
Yeah, coming back to Mexico has to be the standout for me, but big news at the Surf Ranch too. New champions of that event. I didn't think people were going to be able to overtake Gabriel Medina. Felipe Toledo just did that.
Yeah, think about it. Australia took a big role in this year's tour, and really, you know, that four-pack of events over there really made other surfers shine, as well as starting off the season at Pipeline. That was incredible, especially for the women.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. Well, we've got an epic look back at what was a challenging year, but also an epic year. This is your highlights for the 2021 WSL Championship Tour season.
It's finally happening. Everyone's stoked to be back in the surfing community and doing what we love.
Everyone's warmed up, tuned up, and the performances are going to be on.
To start here, it's almost like having your dessert before dinner. You know, you start at one of the best waves on the planet, and I think that's really going to be setting the wheels in motion for what's going to be probably the best tour we've seen in decades.
Us finishing this event at Pipe is a pretty pivotal moment for women's surfing.
It's the fact that we're out there. That's what really matters.
He wants backdoor, pulls in, the spit comes out, and so does John.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that turn.
Welcome to Newcastle, Australia.
Looking for the full road again. His signature move on the backhand.
Here goes Crusoe Moore. Takes to the sky. It's one of the best single maneuvers we've seen in women's competition.
It feels so good to be standing #1 at the end of this contest.
It's time for the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic.
Not touching any chances. He's going to have
one of the best starts we've seen on tour.
Caroline Marks finishes on top. Her third championship tour victory. Welcome to the Boost Mobile Margaret River Pro.
The perfect number, ladies and gentlemen, a 10-point ride.
He hasn't had that winning feeling in a little while. Plenty of spray as she hangs onto that one.
Welcome to Rotten Nest Island. Fitzgibbons, now you're #2 in the world.
Gabriel Medina, what an amazing performance through this Australian leg of the tour.
Welcome back to the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro.
It is the Toledo Show. It's coming down to one wave. And he goes down, and that is it. Felipe Toledo is the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro champion. Joanne DeFay knows she's got to bring it. She's ready to leave here with a win. Snaps it quickly, and she does it. Joanne DeFay, the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro champion, picking up her first win of the season.
I hope I can just stay in that top 5 and make things shake a little bit.
Welcome everybody to this beautiful part of the world, Oaxaca, Mexico, here at Barra de la Cruz.
We've actually made the decision to cancel our Tahiti Championship Tour event due to COVID-19. This is going to be our final event for the 2021 regular season for the Championship Tour. We're still going to have the finals.
It's nice to be here for sure. The water's too warm. Nothing beats Mexico with tacos and, warm weather.
Let's hear it for Jeremy Flores. That may be the last feat we see of Jeremy Flores. Adriana de Souza, a legend, an icon of our sport, retiring after a stellar crew.
And the rookie from WA has just won his first championship tour event. Jack Robinson, the champ for the Corona Open Mexico. Stephanie Gilmore getting her 32nd win of her career as she takes out the Corona Open Mexico, presented by Quiksilver.
Well, what you saw right there, full of epic moments, but I think we can all agree the best is yet to come. The Rip Curl WSL Finals is right around the corner. And for all of you viewers watching from the USA and Canada, don't forget that DraftKings is an official sponsor of the World Surf League. You can play free for your shot at thousands of dollars in prizes. Just download the DraftKings app and use the code WSL to play for free. The questions are fun, easy, and the best part is you can win cash. So don't wait. Get in on the action now.
I'm already ranked #1 on fantasy, so I may as well get on DraftKings too.
I agree with that. You are a fantasy master. Well, for all of you out there watching, the Rip Curl WSL Finals could potentially kick off on September 9th. Mark your calendars and get ready for some radness. And I want to tell you, don't go anywhere because we've got a lot of breaking news happening, requalification, plus your set of the day. We'll be right back. Welcome back to World Surf Weekly. Chris Cote here with my two amigos, Mitch Salazar and Kaipo Guerrero. One of you speaks eloquently beautiful, perfect Espanol. The other, kind of a hybrid mix of Hawaiian, Spanglish, which I appreciate. ¿Cómo se dice requalification?
Requalification.
That might have been French, but that's fine. Let's talk about our requalifiers for the Women's Championship Tour. And of course, while talking about that, we have to talk about the flip side. Let's talk about the celebration here. Carissa Moore taking the top spot all the way down to #9. Well, the cut line is, and sadly, that #10 spot just below the qualification mark goes to Malia Manuel, but she is not alone. Here's who did not make the cut for the upcoming 2022 Championship Tour season. Mitchell, some big names on this list.
Yeah, and a former World Pro Junior champion, Nikki Van Dijk, who did not compete at this last event. Most likely, Lakey Peterson's going to get a wild card into 2022.
Well, I'm sorry if your favorite surfer is on that list, but the good news is the Challenger Series is kicking right off around the corner, so I'm sure all of those surfers will be prepared and ready to rip. Now let's go to men's requalification. The Men's Championship Tour shaken up here in Mexico. Their cut line goes down to 20. You see the shaded names in Jeremy Flores and Adriana de Souza, who have opted out of the 2022 season. Some big names, of course, on that list. Kelly Slater requalifying for the 400th time, and we need Kelly on tour. That's great with us, but here are some surfers that will not be on the 2022 tour for now. Australia taking a big hit, Kaipo.
Big hit for Australia, and we're going to miss Owen Wright and the Spartan, but like you said, we got the Challenger Series starting September 20th with the U.S. Open, so there is some spots left for the 2022 Championship Tour.
Yeah, and the good news is I just heard some whistles, hoots, and hollers. That tells me that coming up next is the set of the day. This is David Silva kicking us off by kicking it in on his backhand. A heroic run for this young Brazilian, a QS grinder who scratched his way onto the championship tour. This is his best, biggest result of his career. You got to be happy for this incredible young surfer from Brazil.
Look at the technique on this kid. Look at the bottom turn. Look at the vertical top turn. Just smooth as ever, keeping it on rail and just sharp slicing and dicing.
And a huge moment for surf fans all over the world. An icon of our sport. 15 years on the championship tour. Jeremy Florence moving on to his next step, along with a legend, Adriana de Souza. We're losing 2 stalwarts of the championship tour.
Yeah, and 2 of them join an exclusive club. 200+ heat wins for both of them, and gonna be sad to see them go.
Big moment there for Adriana de Souza, a ceremonial chair up the beach. Now let's keep the list rolling. Our set of the day has to include Carissa Moore dropping one of the highest single wave scores of the entire event. This was a 9.8, masterful surfing.
The Hawaiian power right here. Rail power, sharp turns, and beautiful technique by Carissa Moore. You can tell why she's a 4-time world champ. Will it be 5, Chris?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Will she match the run of Stephanie Gilmore, sitting on 7 world titles, adding yet another huge victory to her mantle? That trophy's going to look good on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I'm looking for the numero 8. Stephanie, the queen of surfing, really just looked at home here at Barra La Cruz and peaked in the final when she needed to, Chris.
Happy Gilmore is back. Sally Fitzgibbons with the embrace. Another magical moment here from the Corona Open Mexico, presented by Quiksilver. That was a big one. Now let's go to our men's winner, a guy with huge expectations since he was 5 years old, people calling him one of the best in the world. Well, he proved that he is on that list here today.
Hey, he's got talent, but you know what he's developing? Extreme mental fortitude. This young man's got a bright, bright future. He can do it in small waves. He can do it in perfect waves now. We all know he can do it in big barrels. I'm a big fan. Jack Robinson.
Jack Robinson finishes the year strong. Well, on behalf of myself, Mitchell, and Kaipo, we bid you hasta la vista from Mexico. We're looking forward to seeing you all in September. The Rip Curl WSL Finals is just around the corner. Get ready for more action. We'll see you at Lower Trestles.